Hello and welcome to the last episode of On Point with Politics. I'm Marrero.
And I'm Kimberly Kege. In this episode of On Point with Politics, we'll talk about the new Supreme Court judge, the chemical attack in Syria.
We'll also talk about Donald Trump's golfing shenanigans and how some Republicans are facing scrutiny. All that and more, On Point with Politics starts now. Hello and welcome back to the first segment of On Point with Politics. I'm your host, Marrero. Hello and welcome back to On Point with Politics. A group organized to protect the Affordable Care Act is targeting 7 House Republicans with television ads as they begin a 2-week stint in their home districts. The organization is backed by labor and progressive groups and is spending more than $1 million on spots that highlight the members' support for the GOP healthcare plan, also known as the American Health Care Act, which now stands in limbo in the House. The 7 Republicans targeted are Mike Kaufman of Colorado, Carbo Buello, and Brian Mast of Florida, Darrell Issa and David Valadao of California, Tom McCarthy of New Jersey, and Martha McSally of Arizona. These attacks are also taking place on a few of the key districts targeted by Democrats for the 2018 elections. Democrats are attempting to recover from this past election where they lost the House, the Senate, the White House, and now the Supreme Court.
The Senate got a closed-door briefing on the United States military strikes targeting Syria on Friday. The closed-door briefing came with administration officials comes after the U.S. military launched missile strikes on Thursday night in response to a chemical attack that U.S. and Western officials have attributed to the government of Syrian President Bashar Assad. At the time of the chemical attack, the town was under control of. The strike targeted Shayrat Air Base near the city of Homs, where the chemical attack allegedly originated, killing 74 people and injured more than 500. The briefing comes after the House left town for a 2-week recess. The Senate is currently scheduled not to leave town till later Friday and not return to Washington until April 24th. Lawmakers in both parties have been largely supportive of the strikes but have urged the Trump administration to consult more closely with the Congress of any next steps in Syria.
That's a lot going on, but can you believe we're at our last episode for the year?
I know, it's hard to believe that we've come a long time since September.
Yeah, like fluffing pillows, abandoning ship and all that other stuff. But you know what? Just to show our viewers a little something, let's show them where we came from and where we are now. So take a look. Didn't we come a long way?
It is. Our ship is starting to sail again.
Starting to show, because I know we started and I was trying to do that whole virtual set. Then I'm like,
maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. So I'm glad where we are right now. Well, now let's go on a short break, and when we come back, Jenny will have some news for you guys.
Here on the Pioneer Sideline, we talk a lot about sports in the studio, but it's beforehand when the conversation is actually interesting.
I hope I have enough powder on. I don't want to be too shiny on camera.
No, Trevor, I think it looks good every week you pull it off.
Ah, thanks, Phil. Man, your hair looks great tonight, by the way.
You sure? Yeah, I mean, I got a new haircut, but it looks all right.
Hey, guys. Does this make me look fat?
No,
you look great.
You look good. Yeah, Kyle.
Thanks. I was really...
Sports! Yeah! Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the second floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
Well, no one showed up to the show tonight. Follow my lead. In 3, 2, take 2, open mics, cue talent. Good evening and welcome to UView News. I'm Josh Krupp. We begin with breaking news out of West Penn Hall. Ready, 3, take lower third. Traffic is backed up in the West Penn elevator line after elevator 1 broke down on the 7th floor. Lose lower third. Maintenance advises students to take the stairs to avoid delays. Ready, 2, take 2. In other news, no, you know what? I didn't sign up for this. We need crew. Join UView. Take alien hand transition.
Welcome back. I'm Jenny Murtha, and a birdie told me President Donald Trump was spotted out golfing again. Sure, everyone needs a break sometimes, even the most powerful man in our nation, but Mr. Trump is starting to get a bit hypocritical. Last year, he publicly said, quote, "You know what, and I love golf, but if I were in the White House, I don't think I'd ever see Turnberry in Scotland again. I don't think I'd ever see Doral again. I own Doral in Miami. I don't think I'd ever see many of the places that I have," end quote. Along with, quote, "I don't ever think that I'd see anything. I just want to stay in the White House and work my ass off, making great deals, right? Who's gonna leave? I mean, who's gonna leave?" End quote. This was a ridicule against President Obama, who over his 2 terms in office golfed 333 rounds. However, in Obama's first 100 days of office, that number was merely only a 1, whereas President Trump is already at 16. Last year, Trump also tweeted, quote, "Prez Obama is not busy talking to Congress about Syria. He is playing golf, ... go figure," end quote. Do you think Trump is being hypocritical? Make sure to let me know on our social medias. Thank you for a great season with On Point with Politics. I'm Jenny Murtha.
Hey everyone, I'm Tony Reyna. With more news, Sebastian Gorka, the deputy assistant to President Trump, stated on Friday that he believes Donald Trump should be judged for what he tweeted about Syria before taking over the presidency. Gorka stated, quote, "What one says as a businessman who not had TSSCI clearance and sat in a situation room, or what one says the campaign trail in a political charged environment for a year, is incredibly different from the perspective you may have after you take on the mantle of commander-in-chief. And you are the person responsible for the safety of all Americans," end quote. And that quote, that what experience tells us and judge based on statements they made when they were not in a position of responsibility, end quote. For the last time with On Point with Politics, I'm Tony Reyna. And now let's check in with our only senior, Alex Garbini, to see what's going on with the Supreme Court.
Thank you, Tony. I'm Alex Garbini, and with news regarding the Supreme Court. Colorado Appeals Court Judge Neil Gorsuch took his oaths to be the Supreme Court's 113th Justice Monday morning, first in a private ceremony at the court and later at Rose Garden ceremony with Donald Trump. Justice Anthony Kennedy, for whom the 49-year-old Gorsuch once served as a clerk, led him through a impartially interrupted the law and, quote, "do equal rights to the poor and the rich," end quote. It is the conclusion of nearly a 14-month process to fill former Justice Scalia's seat, with the Republicans winning a bitter battle to ensure his replacement was a like-minded individual whom will restore conservative majorities on the court for 4 years to come. That is all I have for you now, and we'll begin a short break. When we return, we will be showing you the results of the U.S. student government elections.
Welcome to the Point Park Globe, Point Park University's student-run newspaper that's been covering the world of Point Park since 1967. And here at the Globe, we give students real-world experience right from the beginning. The Globe brings writers, photographers, editors, and designers together every week. Freshmen, sophomores, seniors, we have them all. With news, features, opinions, and sports sections, there's always something for you at the Point Park Globe. Stop by the Center for Media Innovation newsroom at 2:40 every Monday for the Globe's weekly pitch meetings. The Point Park Globe, covering the world of Point Park University since 1967.
Good morning. We're getting your news ready for you.
There's breaking news out of West Penn Hall. An elevator is down in the tower.
I'm predicting it's gonna rain.
And Kim Kardashian just tweeted that she's bad in bougie.
Soccer coverage.
Join me for your regional sports coverage.
Join me for your golf coverage.
Join me for your baseball coverage.
Join me for your basketball coverage.
Join me for your volleyball coverage.
And you can join me, Blaine King, every week as your host of the Pioneer Sideline.
Welcome back to On Point with Politics. I'm Caitlin McCurdy with the results of the United Student Government elections. Robert Bertha was elected as president of USG over candidate Charles Maria. Meanwhile, Davion Heron was elected as vice president over opponent Chris Chandler. They will take office this upcoming fall and serve throughout the 2017-2018 academic year. And that's all I have, and now our very own Dunnies has some words that he would like to share.
Well, I want to thank every single one of you for watching, all 4 viewers. I want to thank every single one of the people on this couch for dealing with my voice this whole entire year. I could not have done this with any of you, without any of you. Now, I want to do a special thank you to obviously Jenny's parents and family members for sharing all the videos. As long as my parents were always liking them and commenting things saying I did great, which we all know, hopefully, as you all saw, it's not a train wreck the whole time. Obviously, I want to thank our only senior on this whole cast, Alex. This will be his last episode. He is graduating. He made it out, and he's leaving us behind in jail. So thank you, Alex, for being here this whole entire year. He's been here since episode 1. And you know what? I am very grateful that you guys are stuck with me this whole entire year, because I know it was rough at the beginning, but at least you guys, it means a lot to me. Special thanks to Pat for always helping me out with all this technology things that I never learned, but should have probably learned somewhere along the way. Thank you to Paul for always being there, technically directing my show and making sure. Hey, that's him, and making sure that this did not crash and burn. And making sure, Trevor Sheets, if you're ever watching this, you were the first one. So, hey, I want to thank the CMI for letting me to shoot in this space, the UView for letting me have the show, Blaine King. Hey, Robin, and you guys, once again, thank you for watching. Make sure to go outside, learn some politics, don't do drugs, make good decisions. And hey, that's going to be it. I'll see you guys next year, and bye.